Hey, Tate here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for US stock market indices and see what has happened in the previous week and see what our expectations are for the next week ahead. I'll cover wave analysis with the Elliott wave theory and provide multiple scenarios a price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on Russell 2000 this time, as it was the most bullish count of them all overall, starting from the lows around the 16th or 17th of June. Since then we had this as a 1, 2, 3 and then we were looking for that possible wave 4. Now we have to acknowledge that on all of the indices we had this very sideways wave 2. So what is the alteration for that? A zigzag. This definitely can be viewed more as a three-wave structure combination of a W, X, Y here into wave 2. Although we did not take out the start of wave 1 here with this structure, we can still call it a complex correction like so, even without having this breaking through the start of that basically W wave move. Now, the overall expectation in general is that wave 4s should come back to the previous wave 3's wave 4. So this would be the area that we would be expecting wave 4 to stop. However, that is the expectation in the time when we have this wave 2 here as a zigzag, because generally zigzags are shorter in time but more impulsive to the downside. So generally a zigzag pattern on wave 2s, but at the moment we have it the other way around to create that alteration. It is still possible to have this as a wave A, B and then C. Now we definitely can expect us to get to that 0.5 retracement. However, again, after that point, if we go through this 0.5, then it is going to be less and less likely to be actually that wave 4. I think we can delete this for now. Also, the extension here for the wave 3 on Russell was the most extreme, around the 2.236. So having it as a wave C is very extreme extension here. I'm not quite sure if that would be possible on the stock market indices. I know that could be possible for possible cryptos on, but again, having that for happening in US stock market indices, I'm not quite sure if that would be valid. So that's why we still have to be keeping this wave 3 alive and then looking for that wave 4 doing something like this. Now that's the overall picture. How I've labeled this here is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the third, fourth, and very ugly ending diagonal, truncated ending diagonal into the wave 5. That is basically the only way I can get this structure fitting in here, and then this would be the wave B, and then looking for that wave C to come down here. 1-to-1 would be around $1846 or 1.85k, around that area. We do have some kind of support areas here, not too much though. Let's take a look at the volume as well. Yeah, pretty much nothing. We can see that largest volume block is here, where we might be just getting stuck into, create that some kind of top or bottom pattern and then getting up higher overall. But that is one expectation only. If this indeed is that C wave, that is less likely, then we can also view this as a wave 1, wave 2, and then wave 3 would be going beyond here, most likely getting to the invalidation area here around $17.95 to break this wave 1. Now again, this invalidation level is so far away on Russell compared to some of the others that we're going to be having a look next. That this can definitely play out as a wave C here, even to the 1-to-1 extension, without invalidating this as a wave 4. Okay, so that's Russell 2000. Definitely feels like impulsive downside to the downside, and then I still could be looking for higher prices, at least some kind of correction at least. NASDAQ, we can see that invalidation is way closer than the Russell, we have this very exact same pattern here as a ABC or 1, 2, 3, and then looking for that possible wave 4. And then here I've labeled this pretty much the same 1, 2, then 3, 4, and 5, and then this would be the wave B here. This probably needs to be one lesser degree, and this would be A, B, and then C. In micro, we have now gone beyond the 0.5 retracement here, which is making this wave 4 generally less and less appealing. If we are even looking at the extension levels that we have here, we have gone through the 0.618, have not hit the 1-to-1 extension as of yet, but we definitely need to be turning around very soon, or this whole wave 4 idea is going to be getting invalidated. Once it gets invalidated on one of the indices, then I feel like we can't even consider that in any other indices, because again, some would have a wave 5 here and some would have just an ABC. Just doesn't make too much sense. NASDAQ 1-to-1 extension would be around 12.3k, around there. But again, that would be very close to the invalidation of 12.26, again when wave 4 would get into the wave 1 area. Now SP 500, let's take a look at that next. This is something that we've been tracking the whole week. We saw that we had this wave or 5-way structure, possible wave 5 or 5-way structure, having this as a possible wave 4 as well. However, again, this has retraced so much that of course it can still be a wave 4, but we have now taken out the lows on RSI basically here of this previous third, meaning that generally if we want to be still having this as the wave 5, it needs to be staying out of these lows, and now it has already taken out these lows. So generally I would be liking to see that this is indeed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into an A wave, then B wave, and then C wave. 1-to-1 is around 4k. We wouldn't get into the invalidation there as of yet. That would be around the 39.46 area. But yeah, we are getting closer and closer to that invalidation as we speak. SP 500 has not taken out the 0.5 as of yet, and let's see if there is some kind of support. No, nothing. As you see, when we go out of the point or this volume area here, or even here, we have just been dumping down, and there's just nothing here to catch us before this area here around $3,980. Well, basically the 4,000 area, at which we would be expecting some kind of resistance to start creeping in. But yeah, we are looking at very bearish idea. Can it still be a wave 4? Yes, it can. But again, still need to be keeping out of that wave 1. The last one is Dow Jones, in which I think we have the invalidation level the closest. It is very close. Is it 1%? Yeah, just around 1% before getting invalidating the idea of this being a wave 1, and then idea of this being a wave 4. It is very bearish looking at this structure here. 1-to-1 extension. Let's fix that color. Oops. Not that one, that one. There we go. 1-to-1 would be right above that invalidation level. However, generally we do get a wick just beyond the levels of fib levels, and again that invalidation is so close already that this wrecking ball here is just coming down really fast, a bit too fast for my taste, and even on 5 minute we are still creating new lows here. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be labeling this. At the moment I'm just looking at RSI. When I see some kind of pullback that is most likely going to be the wave 4, and then looking for that wave 5 to create a divergence on RSI and then in price. And if that is not going to come up in probably Monday, then this is most likely just taking out this wave 1 here. And then at that point, again, we need to be rethinking our whole scenario. And at that point, the only scenario we have left is that we have this as an A, B, and C. On some indices, the C would be very, very extended, but I just don't see any other way. Could this be some kind of diagonal here? I'm not quite sure. This wave 3 would be massive, so the wave 5 would be needing to be even larger to the upside. Of course, it can happen, but again, expanding diagonals in itself is really, really rare, at least on these higher time frames. But yeah, I feel like that is enough babbling about the US market indices. They are looking pretty much the same exact copies of each other, very much of a down bitch here. Monday is going to be showing us most likely whether we are going to be taking out the invalidation level here, or if we're just going to be plummeting through, and yeah, preparing ourselves for something else. Once we get to the 1.618, then we can start looking into the possibility of this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But again, the closest structures or closest invalidations are the ones that we're looking at right now, and the ABC is still alive for the wave 4 possibility. So that's why we are tracking it still. But that is pretty much everything I wanted to cover on the US stock market indices this time. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you next video. Bye bye.